Do we have the clicker? Huh? No, do we have a clicker?
Here you go.
Thank you.
Push down to move forward.
Okay, cool. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Health, happiness, and white shirts. These are a phrase, or this is a phrase that I remember to this day. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and all our welcome guests. These were words that my father said to my sister and I from a very young age throughout his life. And every time we asked him what he would like for a gift, he would say, health, happiness, and white shirts. And I thought, that is the dumbest thing I ever heard. Dad, I'm going to give you happiness and white shirts. White shirts are boring. But throughout the years, this phrase has a lot of wisdom. Health. Everybody has health issues. And the older we get, the more important we know that it is. And my father was no different. This is a picture of Jim Pockey around age 33. That's my dad, before we moved to South Florida. And from that point on until his mid-50s, he had all sorts of weight issues. He was a yo-yo dieter. His first diet was diet pills, which we all know now are speed. From there, he went to Weight Watchers, up and down, up and down. But about this time, when I heard this gentleman speak, and I apologize for the picture, but it came from this Toastmasters manual on body language. I was at an industry conference, and this gentleman, Joel Weldon, was speaking to our group about work-life balance. And in it, he did a presentation about health. And it was the same time I heard Joel that my dad started to make some changes. But Joel told a story in his presentation that I'll never forget. To this day, I remember it, and I'll share it with you now. He talked about a doctor and his patient. And at the end of the exam, the doctor looked at his patient and said, well, it's been nice knowing you. The patient said, what? Where are you going? And the doctor looked at him and said, I'm not going anywhere. You are. And the patient looked at him and said, well, is it terminal? The doctor thought for a moment. He says, yes, I'm afraid it is. Unless you do what I've been telling you to do for years. Go on a diet. Stop your drinking. Quit smoking. Start exercising. That story stuck with me because I think my father had a similar meeting with his doctor. I don't think quite as dramatic. But at that point in time, he changed his lifestyle. He went on another diet, but it's lasted his whole life. He started jogging. I'd never seen my father jog. And he stopped, or I should say, cut down on his Manhattan that he used to enjoy every evening when he came home from work. And I guess it worked. That's a picture of my father at age 98 at the gym with his gym buddies. He went to the gym 3 to 4 times a week for his whole life. He gave the gift of good health to himself, and it promoted his longevity. Good health, very important. Happiness. I don't know if you remember, but you probably do because you gave us the debate. The debate was, what's important? Happiness or purpose? You remember that? I debated happiness. And to me, happiness is a state of mind. The reality is, I think both happiness and purpose are equally important. But happiness is something that, it's a state of being. It's internal. It's not something that you get from the car you drive or the jewelry you have or the clothes that you wear. It's something that's within you. And my father knew that pretty well. He knew it because he was happy with himself. He was happy with his marriage. He was happy with his family. He was happy at work and in all his extracurricular activities. This is just an example. This happens to be my extended family, both my daughters and their family. And Dad and Mom They're the tall ones in the middle. They took the time to travel to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania to be with us all. He was happy to be involved in family. Happy in his marriage, 70 years, folks. 70 years happily married. This happens to be their 50th anniversary. Happiness in the organizations that he's joined. Anybody familiar with Honor Flight? Honor Flight is an organization whose purpose is to take veterans that were World War II veterans to see the World War II Memorial in Washington, D.C. I had the opportunity to go with him, and he not only participated in it, but he got involved in planning it and programming it at 95. So he was happy in getting involved. He spread happiness. I should have titled this Chick Magnet, but he was a people magnet, because these young girls came up out of nowhere and asked to have their picture taken with him. And then after that, these 5 soldiers came up and they wanted their picture taken with him. They're all happy except maybe that guy up there on the far right. I don't know. Anyhow, happiness. This is the 70th anniversary. So Dad was a happy guy, and he spread happiness through everything that he did. And again, it's a gift that he gave to himself. My sister and I didn't give him that. White shirts. Well, tell you a story about white shirts. You can see I've got one on. He always asked for the white shirts. He always got the white shirts. And when I was 13, he asked me to go look for something in his dresser drawers. So I went out, and I went down this bottom drawer, and I pulled it out. What do you think I found? Exactly. Over a dozen white shirts unopened in the package. I'll never forget them. They were Aero, Dectaline, double pocket, short sleeve white shirts. The white shirts were for us, for Karen and I, something material to give him. So when I look at all of this stuff and the importance, this is Dad with another white shirt. This picture has no white shirts, but it does show my dad and his happiness in a very unhappy time in our history. This is in World War II in England at a field hospital. Anybody know who the big guy is? Joe Louis, heavyweight champion of the world. And that's my father, Jim Pockey, next to him. Most people that look at this see Joe as this big old guy, and my dad is something 5'5". But I tell you folks, Jim Pockey, for the people that knew him, had a presence of 6'5" or greater. Health, happiness, and white shirts. I hope that you all give yourselves the gift of good health, abundance, happiness, and white shirts are optional. Yep, okay.